Good morning. This is your 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. Continuing with the hot and muggy conditions this morning as temperatures have now risen into the lower 80s and seeing some humid conditions out there. We have also seen that cumulus field develop a bit earlier than expected, so we're seeing some cumulus clouds bringing in those partly cloudy conditions out there this morning. Overall, we should see hot and humid conditions as we move through the day today with those heat index values pushing into the upper 90s, possibly briefly hitting 100 degrees. Otherwise, should see dry conditions. We'll keep a very minimal chance of a pop-up shower or storm, but generally expecting dry conditions, and should see dry conditions prevail as we move through the end of the work week, and then see rain chances return as we go into the weekend. Looking at the current surface analysis, the periphery of this high pressure just off the coast is in control over the local area, helping to keep things quiet, also helping to keep that southerly to southwesterly flow pushing into the area. We'll see that continue as we move over the next several days, keeping hot and humid summer-like conditions over the area for probably the next 5 to 7 days at least. So we'll continue to see those heat index values in the upper 90s, possibly exceeding 100 at times over the next several days, and a few daily pop-up chances, though minimal, and then a few other additional chances of rain moving in. As we look at the current visible satellite, we can see that cumulus field developing over the peninsula. We'll see that continue as we move through the day today, and those will start to decrease as we lose our peak heating late in the afternoon. And then we'll be back to partly cloudy skies later this afternoon. If we take a look at the high-resolution model for the next couple of days, as mentioned, not seeing much in the way of reflectivity on most, if not all, of the models today. Afternoon looking dry with just a minimal chance of a pop-up shower storm, with just one or two models indicating that possibility. We'll see some activity firing off to the west and northwest of the area, and we'll see that start to diminish as we go into the evening time frame. And then we'll see a fairly similar story as we go into the day on Friday. We'll stay dry through much of the day, hot and humid once again. Minimal chance of an afternoon pop-up, but we will, as we get into the late evening time frames, see a better chance of some showers and storms pushing through as we'll once again have that activity popping off to the west and northwest. But we do expect some of that to sink down into the local area during the overnight time frame. So we'll have a chance of a few showers pushing through during that time, and then that should diminish as we go into the day on Saturday with the loss of that daytime heating. As we move, zooming out, looking at the European model here, we'll see a fairly similar day for Saturday with maybe a slightly better chance of some scattered showers pushing through. Once again, hot and humid, chance of an afternoon pop-up, but a better chance of rain arrives late afternoon into the evening with another series of showers and storms potentially pushing through the area during that time frame. Current chances for both Friday and Saturday are not the highest of chances, but decent chances of seeing some activity pushing through. And then we'll continue on this pattern as we move into the end of the weekend and into the beginning of next week, where we'll see generally just hot and humid conditions and generally a dry pattern, but with those summertime hot and humid conditions, can't rule out completely the chance of an afternoon pop-up shower or storm. So moving into next week, we do start to see, again, just generally hot and humid conditions, and then as we get into the middle of the week, does look like we'll have a potentially weak boundary pushing through late Tuesday or into Wednesday that will potentially provide a relief of some of the humidity as we get later in the week, and maybe a better chance of some showers, but again, a bit far out to really narrow that down. But overall picture, just seeing very summer-like conditions as we move over the next 6 or 7 days. 24-hour weather risk chart for today, we do have mainly green conditions, just picking up a yellow risk for heat index values at or above 100 degrees. That actual high temperature will be up around 89 degrees for this afternoon. We'll see southwesterly winds picking up 9 to 14 knots, gusting up to 20 knots, and then turning more subtly with a typical sea breeze pattern, with maybe the peak gusts 1 or 2 knots higher. Going into the evening, we'll see those winds settle down. Slight chance for some patchy mist before dawn tomorrow, and our actual low temperature will only drop down to around 76 degrees. Generally, we'll have a chance of seeing a ceiling around 2,500 to 3,500 feet this afternoon, and then we'll see that diminish as we go into the evening time frame. Tides are running normal Friday, similar day until we get into the later PM time frame when we pick up that 30% chance of a shower or storm pushing through the area. As temperatures continue to be similar, we'll continue to see upper 80s through the extended forecast here, and the peak of the heat looks to be Monday and Tuesday, where we'll see temperatures potentially climbing into the 90s. Otherwise, low temperatures will hold in the mid 70s through the extended forecast here. So Saturday we'll see hot, humid conditions once again, and then next best chance of a shower or thunderstorm. This could potentially move in a little earlier in the day than what we'll see Friday, so could see a few showers popping up or in the area as late as the late afternoon and then continuing into the evening time frame. And then, as mentioned, the general pattern over the next 7 days looks dry as we get past Saturday, outside of that very slight chance of an afternoon pop-up shower or storm. And then we'll be keeping an eye on the middle to second portion of the week for any frontal boundary that may push through the area and potentially drive a better chance of some showers and storms locally here at Wallops. That's going to conclude the 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. We'll be back again tomorrow at 8:15 and 10 a.m. Enjoy the rest of your day.